So this one is going to be the fun project. Now you don't have to use shoes. I wanted to use shoes. So this one's prepped and ready to be painted like that one. Right? Okay. And I chose to do a blue base just because I wanted a blue base. But I painted it white first instead of keeping the natural color that it was. Because I wanted the blue to be as true to its natural state as possible. So by giving it that foundation of white, the warm caramel color of the natural material won't alter the color. It won't give it an undertone of something that, of it being warmer. Okay, so I have my palette here all set up. I don't know if you can see. Can you see it? Can you see my palette? Hang on. I've got all this other stuff. So I'm also going to be adding, after I paint gears and steampunky things on it, I'm going to add actual ones, so I have very little ones. So this is stuff I have in the house. So the whole idea of this project is to create something out of stuff you can find around the house. That's pretty much, you know, metal pieces, recycling metal and wires, and making something sculpturally beautiful out of it is steampunk. You know, instead of throwing it away, make it something beautiful. So there's going to be a couple of them. Now, my 6th graders are already, they have been assigned a project with recycling, like stuff you would put in a recycling bin. It doesn't have to be metal. It can be anything along that line. So basically for them, I did things like, I've got it covered here. Yikes. All right. So I did things like saving my dried up paint. I know that sounds silly, but I saved my dried up paint to be able to work on their project. So I'm recycling the paint. I'm not just throwing it away. It's dried. I can't use it to paint with, but I can use it to sculpt with or make something else beautiful out of it. I've seen throughout my life, I've seen people use the lint from their dryer to, you know, different color clothing comes up with different colors of lint. And so people use that all the time for artwork. There's so many things you could use that, you know, get creative with the stuff around your house instead of throwing everything away. Especially now. I mean, we can't go out, and the stores, sadly, have, you know, said that art supplies and craft supplies are not essential. So what are we going to do? So this is, before this ever happened, this was what I was thinking when I was coming up with your assignments. I was thinking, what can they do at home if they don't have this, they don't have this, they don't have that? What can they do? I mean, I have a little bit of everything because I teach you guys, and so I have to have a little bit of everything. If I wasn't a teacher, I would streamline. I would probably stick to my painting, maybe a little bit of sculpting, but I would not have everything under the sun. I think my husband would be happier about that too. But, okay, on to this, okay? So I have my paint set up. So there's my favorite color, blue. Now, red is my favorite color, but this is my favorite color, blue. It's indigo blue. So that's the toe right there. And I've used a color scale, guys. So, you know, I went from a light blue all the way to the dark, dark blue. All right. It's a little off because I didn't just add white to my indigo, but it's the same concept. So really, if you want to get technical, it's a gradient. It's a gradient of blue. So it goes from one blue into another blue. Okay? All right. All right, so the first thing I want to do, so this one's done, so you guys see that one. And I just want to show you that I had to do many layers to get the opacity to be solid, where even the white didn't show through. Okay? And that was even with the light blue. But I want to show you. So, normally I would put you down because I would be drawing flat on the table, but I can hold this one up. So I started by painting the toe. You can go either direction. You can go from the back to the front or the front to the back. I went from the front to the back, okay? This is going to need a couple of layers. And the more of the areas, so I color blocked, and the more areas that I do, the more I have to be careful that I'm not being sloppy with my paint. Okay, so that's how you start it out, and you do this many layers. So I'm not going to do this whole shoe. I've got that one, and I really want to start painting the gears. And whatever I do on that one, I'm going to try and do on this one. Now, do they need to be perfectly matchy-matchy when it comes to the gears? No. That's the art. That's the beauty of it being artistic, is it not being perfect. Although the realism artists out there are probably cringing at me. But that's okay. There's room for all of us in this world. Realism, non-realism, surrealism, impressionism, all sorts of isms. There's so much room in this world for art. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish out the toe, because I really don't want to waste any of my paint. I mean, and I'm not going to waste it. I will use it for the other sculpture I'm working on, the recycled materials project for the 6th grade. I will use this for that. I wanted more blue on that anyway, so. But I'm not intentionally going to waste the paint, because I really want to get this okay. So the toe has one coat of paint. So yeah, it doesn't need to be perfect to start out with. And like I said, we're going to be painting on this. And now whether I'm going to be able to wear these again or not, I don't know. I just know that I was at a crossroads with these. I love the look of these. And it was either throw them out because the actual material was peeling. So I might recycle that too. Who knows? Sounds interesting. You know, why throw things away if you can make something beautiful out of them? I will, if I don't use that, I will throw it away. But, you know, we'll go one step at a time. Okay, so I have a rose gold, a silver, and a gold. So, and we will need black and white. Now, if you don't have paint, like I said, you don't have to depend on paint. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. But the idea of this is strictly to begin to look at things maybe in a different way and see what beautiful things you can create with the things you have around your house. Da Vinci invented so many things just with his imagination. Now, as he got older, he worked with military, so his thought processes were, you know, for military purposes, like an armored vehicle, a glider, a bicycle, just all sorts of stuff that he came up with, and a parachute. So, you know, just fun stuff, but it takes a creative mind, and this is kind of pushing that envelope. Okay, so probably will need for my pieces parts down here, these little doohickeys, I'll probably want hot glue for that, which I have very little of, so I don't know when I'll be able to do the hot glue part and add that stuff, but that's where creativity comes in. If I can't get the hot glue sticks, then what do I use? How do I problem solve that out? So that's something that when I get to that point, I will figure out. Now, and again, because I am painting, I have my paint rag there. I want to put a little bit, not a lot, of each one of these on my palette so that I can start painting my gears. Now, I have some references. I can paint something like that. I can do something more ornate like that. I could do something more simple. Whoops. Simple like that. A combination of these. Let's see, what else do I have? I could do a simple looking chain idea to go along with what I will add later. Yeah, something like that. So all sorts of stuff. And listen, so that's an old gold herringbone. Can you see it? Oh, can you see it? Hang on. See if I can get it to focus for you. Okay, so it's an old herringbone necklace. It's all grossed out, so this would be a perfect use for it. I could paint something like a spring, or maybe a piece of broken jewelry. Just fun stuff, or little beads. So all sorts of ideas that you can go with, that you can paint or draw. For you 5th graders, you're going to be taking this concept into your drawing. So let me see. So 5th graders are drawing with shapes. I'm gonna try to grab, my daughter named him Tommy, so I'm gonna grab Tommy. So you guys are going to be drawing something like that. You don't have to draw a robot, but you're taking those shapes that you learned to shade and form, and you're going to draw them, and then you're going to shade them. But I did Steampunk Tommy with his steampunk house, and his steampunk flowers, and a steampunk tree, a couple of those. Okay, so anyhow, there you go. Alright, so let's see if I can do this so you guys can see. Oh, I need black and white. So a little bit of white. And make sure it's shaken up. And a little bit of black. There we go. I'm going to start with my white. I'm going to start with my white because, again, back to, you want the purest form of whatever color you're using to be seen. So if you don't want to paint 100 layers, then white makes it so that you don't have to paint as many layers. Okay, so I think simplicity, I'm going to start with just a circle gear. Okay, so there's the white, and then that has to dry. So what I'm probably going to do is make several here that overlap. Different sizes. Okay. Spring idea. Right, so you get some idea of maybe I want to do over here, the inside is a circle, but then the outside is not. It's a little nut. Kind of like your teacher. A little nutty. And again, these don't have to be perfect. I think unless you're really trying to do realism or hyper-realism, the beauty in art is you. You make it unique and beautiful and personal. So I know you guys think I'm just saying it to say it, but I really do love your artwork. I love it because you guys do it. Alright, so something like that. Can you see it? Okay. Now they don't look like much just yet because again I'm just doing it in the white, and I will probably I'll do this video as long as I can, but art takes a while, guys. I've told you this. So added some silver to that one. And of course it's acrylic, so it's going to dry fast. That's why I'm able to go back in right now and go over what I've already done. And I'm not trying to cover all the white because I actually do want some of that to help this stand out. And I'll do rose rose gold just for fun, just so that you guys can see all three before I run out of time on my video. I think my camera only lets me do about 30 minutes before it says you're done. Okay, I'm adding a touch of black to help give it some dimension, some form, if you will, but we're not getting carried away with that. This one is really just really meant to be more about fun and experimentation than worrying about what lesson you're getting out of it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, and I'll continue to work. I don't know if that light in the background is helping. I think it's making it harder to see. Is that better? That's better. So there's silver, gold, and rose gold. And I haven't done the others yet, but I will continue these, and I'm going to do, I know it sounds silly, I'm going to be painting the whole shoe with that. So I have my base colors that will peek through, giving the gears a different background in each area. I may not do I'm probably not going to paint the band with gears, just the big swatch areas, the big areas of, so I'm probably not going to put anything here, at least not paint it. And we'll see. And once they're all done, I will post a picture so you guys can see how they turned out. For anybody following me on YouTube, maybe I'll do a quick, this is how they turned out, just so you can see the end result. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if I'm going to work on these, or I have so many projects, guys. It's so hard right now trying to coordinate. So trying to do, so this one I have kind of started, but I haven't shaded anything to create the forms. So I have this project. I have the project that we were just talking about. And then I have, oh, wrong direction. I have my electives class project, which is taking a historical figure and making a cartoon out of them, not making a joke of them, but making a cartoon out of them where they take what they accomplished, what they did, who they were, why they're important, and putting that into one poster concept. So just one artistic artwork based on what they did. So I did Da Vinci and his hand glider, his parachute, bicycle. Not that you can see it real well, but that's his armored vehicle. And then what he was known for also is, of course, painting, right? That's what you guys really know him for. And he did a lot of self-portraits. So he's holding a mirror, right? You can see his reflection. But one of the things that we have been kind of thinking, because if you overlay the Mona Lisa onto his self-portraits, it actually looks like he painted himself as a woman. So he did a lot of that. So that's that. And then I also have, which is in my living room, and I don't really want to travel to my living room right now, but I also have the recycled house project that I'm working on. And I think instead of continuing on with painting this, that's the project I really need to get done and videotaped, because That's a project for my 6th graders. This is just for fun. So I have a lot of projects that I need to get done. And those don't include other projects that I've assigned. So I've got, oh, my 6th graders, I got to finish the fairy garden, coloring it. So I have a lot of work on my plate here, and still try to answer your guys' questions. So I miss you guys. That's not that hasn't changed. Oh, I have scheduled some Zoom meetings for Tuesday. So you guys should check out the threads if you're one of my students. If you're somebody who's not a student, hi, and thank you for watching. But I guess that's it, guys. I hope to see you on Tuesday, but keep checking into those threads and doing your work. You guys are doing great. I love you. Miss you. Bye.